We're on episode 29 of this nickel hunting album fill, and this is boxes 42 and 43. Hey everyone, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, episode 29, boxes 42 and 43. We are trying our best to get circulated nickel boxes so that I can keep on with this nickel hunting album fill series. Now that being said, if you haven't watched the previous 28 episodes, I do recommend checking out the playlist link down below, and I'll even put a link up here so that you can check it out. If you're already caught up, you might recall that we have now completed 135 spots of the 138 spots available in this Jefferson Nickels album. All we need is 2 more war nickels, a 43D and a 44S, as well as a 1950D key date. That's going to be tough, and in my experience, that 43D is also tough because A, we have to find silver in the boxes, first and foremost, and then we got to hope we have a tougher to find 43D. Now, I average about 1 war nickel every other box, so I'm thinking I might get one in one of these boxes, but hopefully it's one that fills one of the spots. You guys know the drill. We're going to start cracking rolls and pray at least we get some upgrades and maybe one more spot completed. Now, I've already popped the tops of both boxes. They're circulated nickels, and I didn't see anything really cool on top as far as an ender, but we got to look inside them. I will bring you guys in on my first find, and as a reminder, because it's a 2-box hunt, I'm only going to show the 40s finds or earlier during the hunt, but at the wrap-up, I'll show all the finds. All right, let's get after it. Well, we're already on roll number 14 of the box, and the irony is I have no nickels pre-1950. The other irony is we have found 2 1955s, which I was going to film, but we already had the 55P, and when I checked both reverses, they're both Denver. Now, I've already looked at them for the D over S. That's a nice one, might upgrade. This one's not as nice, but it's also a 1955D. And I'm a little bit shaky because in roll 14, we just went ahead and we spied a 1950. So we know without a doubt that that is at least a semi-key date, but could it be the 50D that we need for the album? I'm super excited either way, but it would be awesome if it has a Denver mint mark. The detail is not the greatest, so I'm thinking it's not going to be a 50D. But let's look anyway. And it's not. I knew it wouldn't be. The 3 that I have ever found were in great condition. But holy cow, that was definitely exciting either way. And we've got a 1950 semi-key date nickel. And more importantly, only 3 finds, both tougher years, 55 and 50. Will there be other goodies in this box, and can we get something from the 40s or 30s? We are halfway through the box, 25 rolls hunted or 1,000 nickels looked at already. And we have no 40s finds. That's really weird, and we do have finds. We do have 6 total finds, including a 1950P. But where are the 40s at? Roll number 28, and we finally broke the 40s seal. Barely. 1948 in decent shape. Minted in San Francisco, 48S. That is a semi-key date. Unbelievable. The very first 40s nickel is going to be a 1948 San Francisco in decent shape, possible upgrader. We'll take that. Now let's find some more 40s nickels. We're on roll 37, and even though we've only found 1 40s nickel, we're going to have one from the 30s now. This is going to be a second-year Jefferson 1939. If it has a mint mark, it's a key date. And there's no mint mark on it, but we can check it for any of the reverse doubling. And I don't see any of the reverse doubling on this coin. But second-year Jefferson nickel and first from the 30s. It's a light finds box, but we have 2 semi-key dates and a 30s Jefferson nickel. Can't get mad at that. Roll number 45, and ironically, our second 40s nickel is going to be another 1948. 2 nickels from the 40s, both 1948, and both San Francisco. That is a second semi-key date 48S in the box. 3 semi-key dates of the earlier finds, including a 39. What an odd box. Let's see if we have any more semi-key dates in the box. Well, box 42 has been hunted, and like I said earlier, it was a light box. 13 in the 50s, 2 in the 40s, and 1 in the 30s for a total of 16 finds, which is about 5 to 10 less than I like per box. Mainly because we just didn't find any 40s. But we did find 3 semi-key dates, 2 1948S's, 1 not in great shape, but 1 might be an album upgrade, and then of course a 1950 Philadelphia, not in terrible shape, could be an upgrade. We also scored a 39P, but not the DDR. Like I said, not too many finds, but good finds overall, and no silver war nickels. Hopefully box 2 provides some silver, hopefully provide some more finds for the board, and maybe a spot filler or more upgrades. I'll be back after I wash my hands for some fresh rolls. I figured I would take this quick break between boxes to thank those that watch my channel and are subscribed, especially the ones that are subscribed with the bell notifications turned on. But if you're one of the 48% of the viewers that aren't subscribed, I want to remind you that if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. We're on roll 14 of box number 2, and similar to box number 1, the 40s finds have been far and few between. We have found a few 50s we've added to the board, but once again, our third nickel of this hunt from the 40s is another 48. Is it another 48S? It is not. Just a 48 Philly this time. 40s number 3. Roll number 26, and we have a rare sighting. It's a 40s nickel. 1940. I can't see what mint mark that is at first glance, but it's a Denver. 1940 Denver, 40s nickel number 4 through 76 rolls. Roll number 37, and guess what? We've got a 1946 nickel. First from that year during the hunt. 46 Philly, which I'll quickly check to see if it's a Henning nickel. I will weigh it afterwards, but I don't see the markers. And I'll let you know if it is one. And it's not. It's around that 5-gram weight mark, and it would be heavier if it was. Roll 43 is going to give us a nice little surprise because in the roll, there's something a little shiny. And it's going to be, I believe these are BAHT, B-A-H-T. I'll have to look it up. Let me refresh my memory and I will be right back. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to make sure it's the Thailand BAHT. Could be something else, but I'll just double check really quick. I was right. We looked it up. It's a Thailand 1 BAHT. You can see that number 1 on the reverse. And I'm not familiar with the exact year of it. I don't know how to tell the year on these without looking it up by some of the writing and the words. But either way, Thailand 1 BAHT found in the box. What else will we find next? Well, we finished that second box, and you know what? Like I said several times now, it was a light 2-box hunt. Now, we did get 24 nickels from the 50s, 5 from the 40s, 1 from the 30s, and that Thailand 1 BAHT, which made 31 finds and an assortment of nicer, older Jeffersons that maybe will upgrade the album. We'll have to see. At the end of the day, though, 31 finds in 2 boxes is about 10 to 15 less than I normally get, and especially the 40s were tough. But we have to see if we have any upgraders for the album, and unfortunately, we're not going to have any silver, no buffaloes, and definitely no additions. As we hunt along with this series, it will be tougher and tougher to find stuff for the album, but we still get to hunt nickels in the meantime and add beauties to the collection. Let me go ahead and see how many upgraders we have, and I'll bring you back with a look at what we're upgrading if we have any. All right, so I've checked against the album, and we're actually going to have 4 upgrades. The first upgrade will be this 1987 Philadelphia. You can see there's a little more luster. It's a nicer coin. The second upgrade is we are going to go ahead and switch out the 55D. They're about the same as far as detail, but there's some gunk on this one, and this one's a lot more cleaner looking, if you will. So that's the second upgrade. The third upgrade will be that 50 Philadelphia. We have a lot better of a strike and no dent on the rim like the other one. So we are going to replace it with the upgraded example found from this hunt. And then finally, we did manage to upgrade the 48S. There's a little something on the top of the coin, but overall, a better strike, more hair detail, more luster. We are going to switch it out regardless. Let me plug in those four, and I'll be back with some final thoughts and a final look at the album. All right, we have got the album fully updated, and as I have said in previous hunts, this album is looking really great, and actually it looks fantastic all the way until the 1954S. Then we start seeing some lesser than mint state coins scattered throughout, but that's expected. Hopefully, if we're going to continue to not be able to add any to the album, we can get some upgrades even in the silver years. But at the end of the day, the book's coming along nicely, and at the end of the hunt, these are the coins that I'm going to keep. The bot for my collection, of course, all the 39s I keep. The 48S semi-key dates I'll keep. The 50p semi-key date I'll keep, and it does have the scratch. That's the replaced one. And then the 55D, even though it has some gunk on it that we took out of the album, it's still really nice. And then I always keep any of the higher mint state coins like that 63p and that 59D that didn't make the album because the ones in it are nicer, but they'll go in rolls in my collection. Hopefully you enjoyed this 2-box nickel hunt, episode 29, boxes 42 and 43. I know we didn't fill any of the last remaining 3 spots, but we did upgrade 4 and the album's better for it. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.